always broken. You need that view askew, you know we got you, dude. Showing gratitude and always smiling, never rude. Top 5 movie reviews and what's new. We bring in all the big guns when we coming through. Welcome to the stage. Come on, enjoy the cast. Hurry up, don't come in last. You know we love it the sacred thing.
It seems like I use every day.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
This is the smartphone.
Oh, for sure. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Live from the Secret Stash. I am one of 3 hosts today, Christian Cortez, joined always by...
I'm Michael Zapsik, and to my extreme right is the lovely and talented...
Julia Zapsik. Hello, everybody.
And I don't know
Are
if you
you able
guys
to pick it up?
noticed, but we also have a guest today.
Yeah, we got a guest today. I would like to introduce this gentleman. This is the one and only. We've known each other for how long? This is Joe Bodner. We've known each other how long, Joe?
I'm going to say
Don't let me
close to
hang
8 years, man. I think 8
Uh-oh,
years.
someone,
8 years.
someone give Christian a fist.
He's gonna leave me hanging.
I'm
Oh,
sorry.
no.
Yeah, all right.
I was like, oh no, not on the air.
I guess what Comic Book Man came out like 8 years ago or so, right?
More than that.
More than that, so-
Yeah, actually,
Don't put
Time
time
flies,
to it.
man.
I'm thinking
Don't
it was
do that.
there was a second
Hey, we
season.
had several.
Second
I think
season.
It was second season. I think it was.
5. I'm thinking it's more like 11 years.
It could be because
Yeah.
I was back at the Ukrainian Cultural Center.
Yes.
And, I haven't been there in 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years. Yeah. So,
Yeah, we went there, and that was really weird pulling up to the Ukrainian. I was like, holy crap! You know, this is. I think we fought these people in many revolutions. My ancestors. I have no doubt in my mind that much Ukrainian blood is on my family's hands.
And
Well,
I'm not
that's
Russian.
an interesting. I'm not even sure. I mean, I'm good at segues. I'm not even sure I know how to do that. However, for those of you who remember the wonderful episode of Gary Con, Joe Bodner and Bodner's Auctions were the auctioneers for
You
that,
guys-
for that
yeah,
episode.
down at-
That's how. That's
But that was at the Asbury
That was
Park
in Asbury
Convention
Park.
Center.
Yeah, Asbury Park was great. That was
Okay.
another great place.
Yeah,
to
that
go
was
to.
fun.
But yeah, no, that was a Gary Con. But the first episode, they came down and did a scavenger hunt, and they all had to buy. Buy
Oh.
Yeah, we all
stuff.
had $500.
I did not know that.
And the arbiter of that one is Rob Bruce, who, you know, rest in peace, Rob. He threw. He didn't like me, so he threw it for us. He gave it to Walton Bryan, but that was just so you know, that was the plan the whole time, folks.
It was
So-
written that
So he
that
told-
way.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
it wasn't written. Actually, nobody wrote anything.
Outlined
Yeah.
that way.
So he basically told you to buy this, but it was really not that good.
No. I bought the stuff, and it was my decisions that Ming was like, "All right, you got to do this," and I'm like, "All right, I'll buy it,
this.
and I'll do this." And Rob came up woefully short.
Wow.
It was like, yeah, he shortchanged me. So,
What do you mean? I don't understand. I don't understand. So
we
he
had to go
Right.
to the auction,
Right.
and we had to spend. We had $500 to spend.
Sure. Okay.
And whoever came back with the best value,
Right.
they're the winners.
But I don't understand how you got torpedoed. You
How
had
did I get torpedoed?
$500.
Oh, they had it out for it. It was the second season producers, and they just wanted to get a.
You and Ming were the fall people.
We were, yeah, and they
Huh.
wanted us to. That was the wedding episode where Ming and I got married.
Oh well,
was
that
awesome.
was the whole thing. They
Yeah.
had to get you guys hitched, so you were going to lose from the get go, no matter what happened.
It's probably sabotage. They
I'm
probably
sure.
Followed him
Cue
around.
the
Hey, bid
BC
on that
boys.
guy when he bids on this.
I'm sure. I'm
Bid 'em up,
I'm
bid 'em
sure.
up.
I'm
Yeah.
sure. I'm sure. I'm sure.
So you knew them since Comic Book Men, but how long had you been doing auctions up until that point?
1997, I believe. So that's put
Wow.
me in. I graduated in 1992, and I ran my first sale when I was 19. So whatever that is, and I'm 49. So
I was 2.
I'm 30
Holy
something.
shit.
30, almost close to 30 years of doing auctions.
And
That's
what
awesome.
was your first auction?
My first auction. Wow.
Never
So-
forget your first.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I did it at an Elks Club in East Brunswick, and I sold an estate of that had some Tiffany lamps and some sterling silver and stuff like that. And before that, I was working 3 other auction companies as an auctioneer and holding things up and this and that. And I said, I'm going to run my own auction. I got some consignments, and I had an estate. I believe it was from Helmeta, and it might have even been the George Helm estate at that point, which actually Helmeta was named after George Helm. And he ran the snuff company, and we sold a plaque, a portrait of him, and this and that. Well, anyway, the first sale I did I don't know, $30,000, $40,000 in gross sales. I was extremely happy.
I was going to say, for a 19-year-old, you must have been over the moon.
Yeah, no,
yeah,
it
that
was
must have
over
been
the moon.
amazing.
And at the time, I was actually working at Mayfair Food Town in corporate land. And
You at $30,000, you were balling. You were
Yeah,
like,
no,
seriously.
it was definitely an impressive feat. But really, what got me in the antique business, which you just said, before I ran my first sale, I used to go to yard sales and I bought a pair of candlesticks that were bronze, and I paid $15 for them, and I sold them for $1,800. And that's what got me hooked.
Yeah.
That got me hooked. I was like 18 years old when I did that, and that really got me hooked into the auction business.
Mhm.
And then, like I said, I ran my first sale. We did that, and then Food Town became a different corporation, and they started to push me out. And I bought I'll never forget, I bought this fantastic collection of barbershop memorabilia, and I paid
that's
$1,500 for that, and I ended up making $10,000, $15,000 on it. And I came in the next day because they were trying to get me out at that time, because they would bump me from full time to part time, and they wanted me out the door at that point. I was actually 8 years into Food Town at that point too, because I started there when I was 14. But anyway, I walk in and I threw $10,000 on the table, and I said, "See this? I made this in a day. I quit."
Oh, wow,
I
damn.
fucking left, and that was it. It was all over.
Did you scoop
Oh.
the money back up?
Yes, I
Right?
did.
All right.
I
Now
scooped
here
the money
you go.
back.
There you go.
Christ's sakes,
Booyah.
That's the best
That's
story I've
fucking
ever
baller.
heard.
Yeah, no,
That's
what I
baller.
did. It was
That's
You
great.
literally mic dropped them.
That
I
is
did. I mic
amazing.
dropped them. But they ticked me off. That was something. I'm fortunate because I learned early on what corporations kind of do, where they work you up and then boop, they'll drop you in a minute. And that's what really happened there. I was working my way up in the company, and they sold out. And at that time, you're going to think this is crazy, but at 19, I was a manager at one of the stores at the supermarket too. So, and then boom, management changed. They tried to push me out, and they made my life a living hell for like 5 months because I didn't want to quit. I was like, if you're going to bump me to part-time and keep my full-time rate, at that point, it was like $19, $20 an hour. So where can I go get a job? And we're talking 93, 94 at $20 an hour. But they made it a living hell, so I couldn't wait to leave. So it was
But that's a great
retribution.
great story.
Yeah, no,
That's
I
a
loved
great
it.
story.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so there's my
Wow.
back history there for you.
So the reason why we have you here, not just I love reminiscing.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
we could listen to these stories all
and I
night
think
long.
it's fantastic that
Keep going.
that George Helm, who hunted human beings, right? Snuff factories. Holy shit!
I'm pretty sure it's
Man,
not the
I'm
kind of
telling you.
snuff he was talking about, but okay.
I don't know. I think that this, yeah, right. Oh,
I
I
did.
think it was that kind of snuff.
I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah, you
okay.
assume it's that kind of snuff.
Oh, so
but I
that's
don't
how you
think
got
so.
$10,000 in one day.
Yeah, right. Keep going. I got him.
There you go.
He's the one with the fro.
But from smacking 10,000 large down to humiliate the Food Town shills.
Yep.
Fuck the suits, by the way.
That's
There
right.
you
This
go.
is our fuck the suits segment. Thank you, Joe, for helping
Yes.
us to fill that slot. Now you are a week away from something that's
Yeah, I would say one of the
kind of close to home, right?
Yeah, no, this is going to be close to home. We're selling the personal collection of Kevin Smith's comic book, not comic book, but comic art collection coming up next week. So one of my top stellar sales. This is going to be one of the best ones yet.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. I know I've been waiting with bated breath for this one because I've been like checking out how
Yes.
pre-bidding has been going, and holy crap, folks! If you don't know what Kevin has, go on to. Do you have the site like right off the top of your head?
Yeah, it's
Go to
bodnersauction.com.
Go to bodnersauction.com and check out the Kevin Smith collection. Pre-bidding is going on now for the next week.
Mhm.
You can still get some fairly affordable, high-end, really high-end comic book art. Kevin's got Preacher. He's got Sandman.
Yep.
There's some Mike Drinberg in there. He's got Steve Rude, a Steve Rude piece. Matt Wagner is all over this. And yes, they're gone.
Mhm.
Oh, man.
So yes, the original Kevin
Christian was going
Green
to tuck
Arrow
something under his arm
covers.
on the way out.
Those green out covers are absolutely beautiful.
They are beautiful.
Stunning.
They are.
Yeah,
I missed
they-
them hanging out.
beautiful.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Well,
did.
you know
I
what?
loved staring
You know
at
what?
those.
You can buy one.
Yeah,
That's right, you can
have
buy
in
one.
You
there.
could definitely
But
bid.
I mean,
love
my
staring at
birthday's,
it,
my birthday's coming up soon.
but
Hey, what's
Tingle-
up, Zach?
Did you even notice that they were gone?
I
Now-
did.
I love looking at those.
Now I
When
have a
I
question.
remembered
I
they
have a
were out
question.
there.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, love that.
Because one thing I learned. So I've been checking out the site, and we've been reposting the site
Right.
from your website. But you mentioned that it's actually listed on several sites,
That is
several
correct.
different auction sites. So I'm learning more now in real time as we're going along. So do you mind for the folks that may not have participated in an auction before or know what to expect or how to get involved?
Right.
Maybe giving a little bit of background on that.
So like we said, we're 1 week away. Pre-bidding is going on now on our site at live auction, not live auction, but bodnersauction.com. But we are on multiple platforms that have live auctions where you can post your platform and people bid on there. There's Live Auctioneers, Auction
Frank
Zip,
Miller.
Invaluable, Bid Spirit, and
Peter
also
Baggy.
our platform that's on our own website. So people right now, it's kind of like an eBay setting. So if
John
you're
McCrae.
used to eBay where basically everything started
Steve
at $10, I think there's still a few things at $10, $20, and $30, and some things are in the tens of thousands right now.
Yeah.
But pre-bidding's going on now where you can leave a bid and the computer bids for you, and you can actually see it progressing until we go live next Wednesday. But next Wednesday at 4 p.m., we actually go live. And what happens then, all the platforms come together into a portal on my screen, and we start live bidding, where we're actually going to broadcast the sale live, just like you're broadcasting here on Facebook or on different platforms. You're on a bunch of different platforms right now. We're going to be doing the same thing. And now people will be looking at their computer. They could be watching the live feed where I'm going to be auctioneering, going 100, going to 1 1/4, 1 1/2, 175, now 200. And I'm going to have
I was going to say, you have a special guest too joining you to help with that.
Yes, I do have a special guest. And Kevin Smith himself, the man, will be in-house actually describing every piece as we're selling it. And I'm sure telling every story of where he got it from and where it came from. And maybe he'll cry or maybe he'll be happy. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe he'll be like, bid more right now. You never know.
Well, he's a great storyteller. So anyone who tunes in to watch that is going to get a real treat because they can bid on a beautiful piece of art, but they're going to know exactly like every detail,
Where it
like
comes from.
where it comes from, what it meant to him,
Exactly.
and how it fits into the whole universe and the lexicon of comic book art. So
That's
that's
correct.
going to be really fascinating.
And it's not a boring site like eBay or whatever. You're just looking at a screen and you hit a number and it jumps up. This is a live event where we once the sale does go live, all those platforms come together. Whatever the top bid is at the moment, we start at that price and we go. And
Hey,
that's
better,
what we do.
swing better.
Exactly. So it's going to be quite interesting to see where these things go. We have estimates on everything. Some things are above our estimates already. And there's a lot of things that are affordable. Now, everything will come with a COA. Kevin's going to be signing each COA. So you get a Kevin autograph that comes with it.
Mhm.
And really, it's a chance of a lifetime. This is, think about it. Everybody who has a collection, it might have taken you 5 years, 10 years. I'm sure it's taken them 10, 15, 20 years to put this collection together. And each piece highlights each other. That's really the deal. There's a full run of quick stops in there where you have the preliminary and then you got the actual inked piece. So that's great too, because it really tells a story of here it is preliminary where it's just drawn and then they ink it. And very rarely do you see both pages together or a full comic for that matter when it comes to something like that. But some of these covers are just phenomenal. The Batman covers, I just absolutely love them. They're going to go too much for me. I don't think I'll get any of them, but they're
never
really
know.
cool. No, you never know.
What was the hardest?
it's like,
So I know you work with Michael to pull everything and get some of the descriptions together. What was and you've lived with some of this art for as long as you've been with the Stash, which is over 20 years.
A lot of it, yeah.
So what was the hardest piece to see leave the store
The hardest piece that
for you?
I saw.
I mean, just
Uh,
like the thing that you'll miss the most, the thing that you've sort of just kind of gotten used to, and
I really can't say because that's kind of a difficult thing because I see that stuff anyway. I see
Gotcha.
a lot of the Green Arrow covers. I see we have
Mhm.
a lot of people. I buy collections, so I get that Kevin run of Green Arrow in all the time. So it's sort of like they're still there.
Yeah.
It's just that these are more affordable, like the $4 ones. And I'm like, hey, look, it's $4. I can buy that. But the one that Matt Wagner actually, sweated and bled over and, painted,
Exactly.
that one is going to go for a little bit more. So,
Yeah.
which is, I hope that it, through the roof is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
but
it'll be a lot
the
of
one
fun.
piece that I am going to miss the most is Kevin has a Daredevil page. It's not his Daredevil from his run, but it's actually, is that in there too?
I think that's in there too. I'm not
Dear
sure.
God. The one where he's got the
the grappling.
no, he's got
claws or whatever.
Billy his Billy Club and Bullseye shot his teeth at him.
I don't know. I didn't study.
I'm pretty sure that's in there.
I studied the Batman ones.
That's going to be a tough one. And the Frank Miller Daredevil piece is
Yes.
going to be a tough
And
one for me to get for me to see go.
And that Frank Miller piece is absolutely beautiful. You know, we have
Oh,
that
stunning.
estimated at 20 to 40,000, and who really knows? I mean, right now pre-bidding's up to 21,000 on that, and I think that's going to be the showstopper.
Well,
for
that's
the sale.
funny because I have it. We had it insured here for 100,000.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I was going to say, can it hit six figures? I think it possibly can.
Yeah.
You know, I'll tell you, when you put a whole collection there, like the other day, I started laying it out, and I had everything out on in my showroom, and that piece just pops. I mean, it really pops. You know.
So because Frank's my boyfriend, I'll tell you the story in a second.
Okay.
So do you mind if I bid upwards of 5 or 6 figures for the Frank Miller
Go to
piece
town,
so we can
baby.
have it?
Anything to make you happy.
So when Michael and I went to for our first Diamond Retailers Conference, Frank Miller was a guest there,
Okay.
and he was doing some signings, and we got in line, and he had one piece he was doing, and he was signing for everybody, and they're very strict because they had a lot of people in line, and he'd been up all day, so they're like, "Don't talk to Frank, just go up, thank him, let him just sign his name and move on, just keep the line moving." So I get up in line, it's my turn, and he stops, and he looks up. And he looks like right at me. And I'm like, oh, fuck, Frank Miller's looking like right at me. What did I do? And like everybody stops and he goes, "What's your name?" I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm not supposed to talk to Frank Miller. I'm like, well, Mr. Miller, my name's Julia. He goes, "Julia, the Cold War spy." And he says to Julia, "the Cold War spy." That's how he signed
Wow.
it. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm engaged to Frank Miller right now. This is so great. So
Is that Ukrainian? Because I mean, that sounds like one of them Ukrainian weddings.
But I have to admit
I've
that would
got that
probably
blood on
be
my hand.
be one of the hardest things for me to see go to, just because of my connection, my deep and abiding connection.
But you
with
have
Frank
that.
Miller.
You
with
have
my-
that print.
I
that
do.
he
I
signed.
have that print that
Julia
he
the
signed.
Cold
Julia the
War
Cold War
Spy.
Spy. I do.
And he wrote "fuck you, Mike" on mine. I was like, yikes. All right. Well, okay. Thank you, Mr. Miller.
Was there anything in the collection where you were looking at it and you were like, maybe I'll buy this and privately?
Well, actually, of honesty, I never buy anything privately. A lot of times we're in houses. I see millions of things every year, and I fall in love with a lot of different things. And people always say, "Oh, buy it." Or actually, a lot of people just give it to me. They'll say, "You can have it." And I go, "No. Just don't give me anything. If I'm interested, I'll just bid at the auction or put an absentee bid on it or
Yeah.
something of that nature." But buying privately, I don't know, it's more of a conflict of interest for me. That would be the worst case
that
scenario.
makes- that makes
I'll
sense.
go, okay, yeah, I'll buy it from you. I paid $200 for it, and then 5 years later, I'll go, I don't like it no more. I'll sell it, and it brings $5,000. Before you know it, everybody will be like, "Holy shit!"
Whoops.
No, but
Yeah.
that's you don't have to say who it came from.
Well, no.
I wouldn't.
No,
It's like,
but
well, I mean, not
someone-
that I have ever done that.
but no,
I like how you both went, yeah, I wouldn't do, well, no, maybe. Okay.
Wah.
Well,
no.
Do you have any? Oh, something.
I was just gonna say, I always believe in putting it into a competitive market and let the marketplace
Yeah,
tell
absolutely.
what it's going to spring.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do we have any questions? I don't know if we have any
none in
questions.
the
coming.
comments just yet, but if you guys do have any questions, please leave them in the comments below and we'll definitely ask them.
Or we won't.
Mhm.
Or you can go to hell.
Or Mike will just say no.
Now, is there a hard stop to this? I know it starts at 4, right, on Wednesday.
So the hard stop to the pre-bidding is generally about 10 minutes prior to the sale.
Okay.
And then everything gets put into the database, and then we go from there.
Okay.
Yeah, but usually 10 minutes before the sale and right before we go live, that's when the hard stop will be.
I mean, there are a lot of pieces. Do you anticipate it being
I
2 hours, more,
6
less?
hours.
Really?
I think 5 hours.
You
5
got
to
the
6 hours.
storyteller.
yeah,
with
you got
so
Kevin
gonna-
Oh.
with you, so.
I was gonna
Okay.
say
All right.
it's gonna be
So use the bathroom and stock up on snacks before you
Hey,
sign
or,
on. I
wear
got
a
it.
diaper. I mean,
Yeah,
why
do
not?
that too. It's going to be a long process, especially when there's a lot of bidding. So if there's a
Yeah.
lot of bidding happening, in my normal sales, and I'm generally selling 1 to 2 items every 3 or 4 minutes. I think this is going to take 5 to 10 minutes per item, because once you get into the 1,000 and 1,100 and 1,200 and 1,300 and 1,400, it takes time.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's going to talk. We're going to talk. We'll probably go back and forth. So I think in for a 5-hour ordeal.
Okay. And with no break, do you like have a break so you can kind of like get a glass of water or something?
This particular sale, I will not have a break. No.
Okay.
I had a backup
Pizza.
auctioneer. Yeah.
Pizza. That'd be good.
Well, put it this way: if I got to pee, you'll hear music, or I'll be telling Kevin, "Hey, Kevin, take over for a second and keep describing that piece.
So tell us where you found that piece. All right,
October the
Exactly.
15th,
And I'm just gonna
19.
shut out the door. And
Kevin,
go.
I drank a gallon.
Well,
Just keep going.
boss, you could go see a movie.
Yeah, you can do that too. But when I was at the Expo Center,
No, you really can't.
we would literally sell 4,000 items in a day,
Oh.
and we would start at 8 in the morning. And I had sales run till 3 in the morning. All right, so
Holy
think about that.
moly.
Yeah.
Now that's crazy and intense, and I did it. I'll never forget the longest sale ever. We ended at 3:30 in the morning. I still had 100 people in the crowd at 3:30 in the morning, which is insane.
Now, you know, if Kevin's watching this, he'll be like, oh, I can beat that. I can definitely beat that.
Somebody hold my liquid death.
Yeah. But that's the deal, especially when you're auctioneering
You
like
better
that.
wear your defense.
But I'd say the most. I would
Oh
say
my
I
God,
drank
there
at
you
least
go.
18 bottles of water in a day like that.
Oh my
All right.
gosh, I can imagine.
Right, but I would take breaks at that point. We had 5 auctioneers, 6 auctioneers
You
at
can
that
tell
time
me
when we do. But I think the longest run I ever went straight was probably about 7 hours
That's a
without
lot.
taking a break, and it's
Damn.
a long, man.
That's a lot.
As a matter of fact, when we did the comic book men in Asbury Park, I'll never forget. I got such a great compliment from this guy. He was the stage guy in Asbury Park at the. I guess we did it at the
Convention
concert
center.
hall.
Yeah.
Convention center. It was a concert hall,
Mhm.
and he said to me, "You were no different from Bruce Springsteen or any other rock and roll person up there, because I went that sale. I think I went 4 hours straight. I didn't take a break that sale either." And he was like, "You kept the excitement all the way up in this and that. You were no different from a rock star." I was like, "Wow!" And that was coming from the roadie
Wow.
from
that is cool.
from the center. And then I
Yeah.
thought about it, and I'm sitting there and I'm going, "Man, imagine all the different people that performed on the stage." And it was
Oh
like
my
a-
God.
Yeah,
This is
no,
so many
listen,
people.
it's a different form of emceeing, but it's still emceeing.
Yeah,
like
no.
you're still controlling the crowd and the event and keeping the energy up, just like what you
Absolutely.
said.
And
That's an art, man.
It is.
Well,
And that
thank
was a
you.
tough room because we
Oh,
were
echo.
all flagging because, I mean,
Echo.
they didn't even part of my shtick was I was supposed to get like a pie in the face if I couldn't answer a trivia question.
Of course, it was.
Yeah, of course it was. The season 2 producers, dickweeds. So I had they hit me with a bunch of pies, and I had all this whipped cream around my neck, and it started to get hot in there, and it was filthy and disgusting and sticky and smelly, and I've got this stuff coming up from my neck. I'm like, this is gross, and they're not letting me wash this off, and they're not letting me change, and I went up to one of the producers. I'm like, what are you doing?
What do you have against me, bro?
Yeah, no. And,
Like, did
well, they're like,
I
oh,
step on your puppy or
yeah,
something?
no. Well, they're like, well, you guys we hate you. And I'm like, all right, that's fine, but let me get out of this, because I was in like this muscle suit. There was so much stuff that didn't make sense in that whole thing, because they didn't use any of the previous footage. Like, Walt is sitting there with green makeup on his face.
Yep. That's
And they never used anything to explain why Walt had green makeup on his face. He was supposed to be like the Martian Manhunter.
You know why?
And be telepathic.
Because they were asshole dummies.
They were incompetent.
Yes, they were.
And I don't think any of them were working
Thank
in the
God.
television.
Thank God that you guys were so good that they
I
didn't totally ruin the show
I'm
in the
telling
second
you.
season.
And
Yeah.
we've got a giveaway for 3 weeks from, well, next time we're doing this, we've got a giveaway. I found something in the basement that survived the move over here, and I'm teasing it now. I'm giving it away to a random person.
Ooh.
And what is it?
I'm
He's
teasing
teasing it. He ain't telling
I
us.
tell him.
Oh.
But this is
okay.
something that
Like,
Is it from the show? Is it from the show?
It's actually from behind the scenes of the show,
Oh.
of season 2
Interesting.
Mm.
of the show.
And so we'll be releasing information on how one can
I
tune
will
in
tell.
and,
Yes.
and
Well, we'll
be
pick
eligible
some.
to
Yes.
win this. Okay.
You know what was terrible about that building? The reverb. I don't know if
Yes.
you remember that.
Oh
but
my God, it was hard.
Oh my God. So I would go 20. It would go 20, 20, 20, 20, 20.
Yeah.
and then it would come back at you. And to concentrate that
You know it's
was
condemned now?
so difficult. So difficult.
It's like no one's allowed in there anymore.
Oh
Like,
my God, it
it's-
was absolutely horrible.
Yeah.
That I do remember. It was the acoustics in there were so bad that it was literally, no kidding, 3 second, 4 second delay.
Well, we were
coming
on the
back
other
at you.
side.
It was
The
rough,
part
man.
that's not condemned. But we were supposed to do a dunk tank. That's what it was going to be, like a dunk tank instead of me getting a friggin' pie in the face. But it wasn't engineered to hold like 50 or like 1,000 gallons of water or whatever it was going to be.
No.
And also we were filming in, I think wasn't the summertime. It was a little chillier. It was, it was
Probably like fall.
Yeah.
It was
the
probably
fall.
fall time. Yeah.
By the way,
Yeah,
Joe,
because I think that the first 2 years didn't it debut in February during
First
during
1
the
year.
second
Yeah.
the second half. Yeah.
Joe, someone suggested a hip hop name for you that was MC Auction Hammer, but I'm like, we can come up with something better for you, man. I want to hear the auctioneer skills to a hip hop beat. I think that'd be the coolest thing in the world.
That would be really cool. MC Auction Hammer. Kyle, keep coming up with them. We can try.
We'll figure it out. We'll let you know when you win there. But no, that's amazing. I remember, but you're totally right about that theater and the acoustics. I remember seeing Reboot there for the first time.
Oh, okay.
And
yeah.
that was technically before I was like really working for everybody.
Mhm.
Like I think that was like one of the first years of the shared universe for me. But I remember going into the Paramount and just I would hear the movie like 3 seconds later. Like I would hear like Jay go Snoogin. I was like, oh God, this
It's
is
rough.
No, but either with the echo or the reverb for an auctioneer, that's got to be
Oh, it's terrible.
interesting for you, especially when you're talking
You
at
have
that
to
pace.
it's a major concentration. Very difficult. That was a very difficult. That and I did a auction at the Somerset Patriots. Sold something from home plate to the entire stadium. And that was difficult too. But
Oh
what made
God.
that difficult because you had such a wide audience
Yeah.
and trying to take bids
Oh
from
my
people
God.
and trying to take bids. And you got little kids, hey, and waving and this and that. And you're like, oh, it's a bid. No, it's not a bid. Oh, what's this? Okay, that's that. That was a difficult auction as well.
All right, we got one other hip hop name that I do kind of like, Sir Bids a lot.
Sir Bids a lot. I like that. Sir
Actually,
Bids a
no.
lot. I like that. That is a
I
good
like
one.
big bids and I cannot lie.
That's right.
I'm not mad at that one.
No, I like that. Sir Bid a lot. That you could say to the high bidder. If someone's bidding all day, you're Sir Bid a lot.
How
Ah.
about Walk BID? Is
Ooh,
that all right?
I can dig it.
All right, cool.
I'll run with it.
Because you can run. I'm just letting Joe walk.
M-
See what I did? I'm
I
telling
did,
you.
and
Atta
I-
boy. See? Come on, you
MC.
can,
Wait a minute. MC Paddle Whacker.
MC
you're
Paddle
gonna,
Whacker.
and you're just gonna leave me hanging.
Yes, I am.
Do people use paddles anymore except in the movies?
They should use
When they
paddles
do that?
so those little kids can get their arms broken
Yes.
if they're not using them.
Yes, I used to have a paddle system. They were the best thing. I'll never forget. I bought paddles, and I bought them on eBay, like 400 paddles, and we used to use them at the and they were the best things. You could see them the best, clearly see someone bidding, but everyone would steal them.
Yeah.
So then I had to put a $5 deposit. Then people got pissed
When
off
he's
about that. It would be like, oh, why do I have to give a $5 deposit? Because 10, 15 would go missing every auction,
Yeah.
And I wouldn't want somebody to come back and use that. But paddles are a good way. But we used to have little bidding cards. And actually, at the end, before the pandemic, I had a VIP room, and you actually got a bidder number that you would actually wear around your neck, and then it would be a VIP with a buyer number, and you had the same number every time you
And
came.
yeah, you can get that in gold and,
Yes.
walk around like you.
Yeah, we could do that too.
Speaking of gold, we got another one, and I think this might be the best one yet. Bid Marquee.
Bid Marquee.
I love that one.
There you go.
You got a collection, and you say you want to sell.
Oh.
There
And I
you go.
say, you go to hell. Oh, baby, you.
See, we'll
You
write the
bid
jingle
on
for
my
you. Like it'll be
shit.
great.
There
Like,
you
it'll
go.
be a whole thing.
So
There
you
you
say you need more money. So you say you need more money.
So, what would you? So, how does one like start one of these auctions with you guys? Like, what's the process of like coming to you guys? Do you just get like cold emails where someone's like, I have this massive collection,
Right.
and they're like, I just need help getting rid of it, or is there like is there like a venting process? Like, what's the process?
Well, it's like I would say 90% of what I do is on recommendation, and 10% comes in cold like that. But everybody thinks what they have is worth money, and really, usually, what they don't think is worth money, that's what's worth money. I
Yeah.
mean, that's usually how it goes down. Out of all honesty, but a lot of times lately, what I've been doing, people will contact us. We'll have them email us some photos so we can kind of get an idea of what's exactly there. And then I would determine, should I come out and take a look? If it's a full collection and you're local, I'm definitely going to come out and take a look. But that can take up to a month or two for me to get out there. But I will go out, evaluate the situation, give a whole auction process of what we can do for you. Basically, we work on commission, so the more money you make, the more we make, and we do everything we can to sell it as much as possible. Like I said, I never buy anything, and very rarely, I always tell people, if I'm buying it, you're selling it way too cheap, because I'm a cheapskate, man. I don't want, I'm not going to do it. But you're taking a lot of
You don't
risk
want
when
to
you're
sell
buying
to
it.
me. You don't want to do it.
Yeah, I've said that. I've told people that before, and sometimes they say they don't care, so then I will buy it. But for the most part, I prefer helping people. That's how I look at it. We're working together as a partnership to obtain the same goal, to get the most money. That's really the deal.
And you have partners like I know you and Michael struck up a friendship over the years, and when folks come in, Michael's our expert and he's our buyer. So people will come in and it's I like, if I answer the phone and someone says, "Oh, I have a big collection," blah, 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 I give them the spiel. It's like, if you come in, we'll be happy to take a look at your collection.
Right.
Just know that we're a comic book shop. We're a working shop. This is about how much we can offer, depending on what the condition is. If you want to sell it on eBay, there's a possibility you could get more than that because, you're doing all the work yourself. And then every once in a while, someone will walk in with something really spectacular. And that's when he goes, "I'm going to put you in touch with my friend Joe Biden."
Right. No,
and
we
you take it right to
appreciate
the
that.
auction house.
No, we have a
So,
partnership like that,
yeah.
absolutely, and we're very grateful for that. And you never know what somebody has as far as what's there. Sometimes I don't even know. A lot of the deals, like what we take with large comic book collections these days, it's hard to give an evaluation right off the bat because you got someone has the last deal I just picked up, 200 long boxes of comics. Oh my god! I mean, first off, I was like,
That's a lot of comics.
That's 5 comic book shops.
all right.
First off, I mean that's 4 times what I have in
Is
the
that
middle
the one
there.
that you
That's
have currently
crazy.
up
Yeah.
now? The ones from
No, the one that I have up now actually is a collection that we picked up from the Boston area, which you guys did recommend to us. This was a very nice gentleman, young man who passed away, but was a big fan of Kevin Smith and had a tattoo of Kevin Smith on his.
Oh, that's the one.
Yes, that's the
my
one we were
gosh, I was
selling.
wondering what happened there.
and
Yeah,
we went up there. That was a tough one because there again, hard to say how much was in the collection.
Yeah.
I was trying to get a third party mover to move it to us, but that's costly, and then we came to an agreement. I fell in love with the woman back and forth talking with her, and I and the whole story about her son and everything. And I ended up personally driving up there. We left 3:30 in the morning. I arrived to her house at 8:30 in the morning, loaded up the comics, and got back by 3 in the afternoon or something. It was nuts.
Wow.
But I drove up to Boston, loaded, drove it back.
And then fell asleep.
Then
So
I
her
fell
son,
asleep.
So her son was a fan,
Her son was a fan,
and that's why she reached out to us, I guess. Right?
She did. She
Initially?
reached out to
Yeah.
us, and her son had such an immense collection.
Mm.
A lot of stuff that we didn't deal with. A lot
of newer stuff.
and wrestling.
There
signs,
is wrestling stuff as well.
A lot of
autographs.
wrestling, autograph stuff.
It's a
and-
mixed boat.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's a lot of comics, and the comics are full runs, but a lot of it's 2000s, 2010, 2020, which I'm kind of curious to see how they're going to do. Because this is the first time that I'm having. I mean, there's stuff there as recent as 2 years ago, so I'm curious to see how it's actually going to bring.
Mhm.
As we went through it, we sorted through it. Like I told her, I said, I don't know how to advise you because I don't know how much money is going to be involved there. Because if it's all new, it might not bring that much money. But I figured that worst case scenario, our lots generally bring 50 to 100 or 1 to 200 for a short box on that. And I think she had like 50 long boxes. That in turn is 100 short boxes at $100 a piece. We figure it's 10 grand. That's how I had it figured. So we'll see. But what I like about her collection more was he would go out and meet stars. Like he has autographs from Kevin Smith.
Mm.
He has autographs of Back to the Future. So he had a Back to the Future poster, and it was signed by Michael J. Fox and a few other of the celebrities there, Christopher Lloyd, and no COAs, but he had photographs of him when he was getting it.
So that's
Yeah.
your provenance right there. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
So we're standing behind those that we're selling
Sure.
in that sale without even taking it out to get COA. But he had an array of different things like that. And like you said, wrestling. And we have another wrestling sale coming up in November. But that's part one of that. But you're right. 200 long boxes. Let me tell you something. That kicked my ass. I should have
Yeah.
been a jewelry dealer. Fuck this book shit.
I'm telling you, exactly.
My God. I love it. My expert is Darren, which you might know. I'm sure you know
I
Darren.
do
You know
know
Darren very
yeah.
well. And Darren, like when he worked for me, he never wanted to carry furniture. He's like, oh, it's too heavy and this and that. And he'd do it, but he'd always complain. And then you pick up a fucking long box. It's as heavy as a dresser, man.
Of course it is, yeah.
What's
it's
the
compact,
difference?
Holy
We know
shit.
very well.
Oh my God. Yeah. It's like what are you collecting? Rocks?
Oh yeah.
It's like, holy shit.
So we picked up that it was 200 long boxes, and I picked up another. I'm going to say 400 figures from McFarlane
stuff. Yeah.
all brand new in the case. So this guy bought stuff
Wow.
and never even took it out of the case. Okay, but so I'm driving my truck home. I had to be 30,000 pounds, 40,000 pounds. I was scared to death driving home. It was so fucking heavy, you know.
Yeah.
But that's I don't even know. That's a crapshoot too. So what? Basically, when we take a collection like that, we just pick up the boxes, bring it back. It's a matter of trust. We have to sort through it, you know.
Yeah.
But that's a process too. I mean, you know how it is.
Oh, yeah.
200 long boxes will take us easily 2 months to go through and
Yep.
sort it,
Mhm.
unless he has it organized. Because this guy
Yeah.
was pretty organized. So I'm hoping, keeping my fingers crossed, that hey, it's this through this, and that's what it is. You know.
That's 40-hour
I mean,
work weeks.
Yeah, I mean, listen,
Yeah.
I'm being serious.
He's got a ridiculous,
Whoa.
amount of knowledge and memory. So people bring in boxes, and I'm still fascinated. Like he'll just sit there and he'll be like, and he'll just like pick out like there's like the 15, and they're like, well, why'd you pick out those? And he'll be like, because this is the first appearance of so and so, and
Right.
so and so started the run here, and blah 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 blah.
Yep,
And these
yep.
are all the. I mean, he can do that like in minutes,
But
you still have to take the time to rebag them and board them to price.
No,
to
no,
really
it's
get a
work.
good price
processing
on
is a
them,
pain in the
processing.
ass.
Process-
Processing is a huge.
And then now
yes.
take it a step level with when we catalog it. Now, when we do a long box, we photograph every comic book that's in that box, so you know
Yep.
exactly what you're buying, not one at a time, but a lot, 10,
Yeah.
20 at a
Mhm.
time. That's another 15 photos that go up with the catalog. It's
Mhm.
a bitch, man. But there's that one diamond in the rough.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I mean,
There's
there's
always-
that one. There's
Oh,
that
yeah.
comic that's worth 20,000, 30,000. That's
Yeah.
like hitting the lottery, you know.
you're like, yes, that's the
And-
one.
And if it's not, it's a fucking bummer.
Yeah, it is. It's like, I've got the first appearance of Wolverine here, and it went for $12. Really?
Yeah,
Son of
exactly.
a bit. And this is a beautiful condition. It's like, good thing I put that $12 bid in.
Right,
so-
right. No, but that's the kicker, and that's some of the risks that I take when we take these collections,
course.
because sometimes I don't really know, but like he is with comics, that's how I am with antiques. So like if I walked into a house and saw a whole collection of antique toys or even newer toys and antique furniture and glassware and collectibles and things like that, I could sum up a room extremely quickly. You know,
Oh, that.
I would,
I'm sorry, Mike.
no, I was going. Go ahead. You go to them.
No, the earlier when you were telling us like the first sale that you made with the garage sale with the candles, how did you know that they were valuable?
I
Like,
didn't know that. So the candlesticks I bought at a yard sale.
Yeah, no.
So when I was young, no, I had no idea. However, just by looking at them, they were like, "Damn, these are nice." You know what I'm saying? So these were like a 6-foot pair of bronze candlesticks that had this devil head Medusa in the
Ooh.
center of it with these big paw feet that it looked like it should have been in the castle of Dracula. You know, I mean, they
So
were.
you were
fucking
looking
cool.
at it and you were like, "This is cool." Like there's
they
no
were
way.
Cool. And the best part about it was in the middle of a snowstorm. No one went to that yard sale. So that was even better. Yeah, it was like I went out traveling in the snowstorm and got this, right? But then, here again, then I find out after I sold them, the guy who bought them, he ended up selling them for like 10 grand or 15,000, something like that. And he became a good friend of mine and actually used to come to my auctions and buy a ton of furniture after that. So, but that was also that kept him as a customer too. Like it got me the bug.
Yeah.
That kept him as a customer of mine for 15 years because he made 10 grand off of it.
Do you
know?
think that original family, like, they had a discussion afterwards and be like, "Where are those fucking candles?"
Yeah, the guy went in for like gallbladder taken out, and they had a
I got $11 for
Yeah.
you, Dad. Aren't you
yeah,
happy?
It's like, you
I'm
son of a
ecstatic, Junior.
you son of a bitch. Your grandfather's soul was in that.
Well,
Yeah,
you know
really.
what? That we were just talking about that the other day. That's why transparency is a huge deal, right?
Yes.
Because you live and die by your reputation.
Yep.
So, if someone comes in the store and they've got a valuable book, Michael's not looking at the book and he knows it's worth $500 and he's like, "Oh yeah, this is a $20 book." Like he's not doing that. He'll
I
be like,
can't do
He'll be
that.
like, "This is a $500 book.
I can't.
I can tell you how much I'll give you. I can't give you $500 for
No.
it. This is my best offer."
Right.
Or you could go to eBay, or you could save it and sell it later. Blah 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 blah. Because once word gets out that that you're not trustworthy,
Nah.
you're dead.
You're dead.
in
No,
the
that's-
water. Or you
that's-
should be.
All
anyway.
the secondary
Yeah.
businesses are that way. I mean,
Yeah.
the auction business like that, most auctions that start up, they last 2 to 3 years, 4 years, or something like that. And you're right. You have to be transparent. That's the only way to be in the business.
And he tells people, like he'll like I was saying before, I think we went live. He'll look at a book and say, all right, right now this book is worth $450, but we know that Marvel's out there. There whispers on the internet of them releasing this movie. If you hang on to this for 5-6 years, it could be worth quite a bit of money.
Right.
You might want to hang on to it. So so you try to let folks know, it's like, I'm giving you the best information I have right now.
Right.
A week from now, could it be worth 9 times what it is today?
No.
Or could it be worth half of what it is today? You don't really know.
The reality of this type of business, it's worth what someone's willing to pay, and that's what we're going to find out next week. Next week is going to be, it's worth what someone's willing to pay. Whoever's got the bigger balls or the bigger checkbook or cash.
Yeah, the proof of the pudding is always in the
eating, man. But something can fluctuate so much. I mean, you can, and not even that. Trying to research stuff. You see it all over the place on the internet. You gotta love when people come in and say, "Well, I saw it on eBay for $1,000." Well, did it really sell?
Good for you.
Green, or the Beanie Babies. I just had someone this week bring me a Beanie Baby. The Princess Di Beanie Baby. It's worth $300,000. I said, "Listen, I had 10 of them 2 years ago, and I couldn't get 100. I think a lot brought $100 or $150, and they were the right thing, the same thing. But I think that's some kind of foreign mafia selling it on eBay, creating a market.
I was wondering about that. I was like, how is there really any value in these things?
In those Beanie Babies?
Yeah.
Nah. I don't know. I shouldn't say that, because I have seen I even had a sale where they smoked out, and meaning you sold 20 of them, they brought $150, $200. To me, that's damn good. I think that's good money for that.
Well, sure it is, but for a jumped up cornhole thing.
Exactly. But I think I don't know, man. There's a top 10% of every collectible, whatever that is, whether it's in comic book land, whether it's in toys, whether it's in antiques. There's always a top 10% level of things bringing money. But Beanie Babies, I've never seen that top 10%. Maybe there's a top 1%, or somebody just smoked up too much.
I doubt it.
Got it on there.
That's
all
exactly.
Right, then,
and this is
this is a great comment.
Well, which one?
Well, the Disney VHSs. People thinking that they're valuable. I don't know if you've seen
VHSs?
The Disney VHSs to be
so the Disney. Well, they're again factory sealed, new.
If you can find them,
can find them, and there are some variations out there that do have value. You see, I don't know, man. You see these created markets out there, like they're starting to sell VH types of Back to the Future, and it's bringing 50,000, 20,000. I don't know how real that is. Maybe it is real, and people will invest in anything, and there are things out there that bring that kind of money, But I
had seen one listed that it was like a new in the box copy of Back to the Future, but it had a Blockbuster sticker on it.
Right.
And I think that one had went for quite a bit of money just because it had the fucking Blockbuster.
And it's quite possible, because there is movie and entertainment. There are money, I should say, in entertainment. So that is quite possible. On the Disney aspect, yes, I've had them come through, and I've had some Disney VHS tapes bring $150 a shot. And then most of them we group as a lot, and they bring $50. That's like $2 a piece, $3 a piece. But there are certain ones that have value, yes.
Yeah, they've released a couple of in the days of VHS, one that we had was this really cool box set for Snow White and the Seven Dwarves, but it came with production art and stuff like that. Yeah. But it was limited of 200.
And don't you dare say "Song of the South," man. I just don't say "Song of the fucking South."
I didn't say,
but that's.
I'm just saying. I saw your eyes going there.
But the Song of the South stuff has actually come up in price because of all the banning of
course, yeah. Of course they do.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to talk to you about one thing, and this is not unprofessional in my opinion, because you and I have a shared experience with a guy who we went to his house. I went to his house originally. I got a call, and this guy was hounding me to come up and look at his toy collection. And I went, and I doubt he's listening to this anyway, or else I'm going to get a death
I think
threat.
He's right out the window.
He probably is. He's been stalking me for a thousand years. No, but this gentleman called me up. He's like, "You got to come up. I need to move my my stuff out because my landlord sold my house from under me." I'm like, "Oh, okay." And now he had been waffling, going back and forth with me for months. Like, "Oh, well, I'll get in touch with you when I'm ready to sell." So he was like, "I'm not ready to sell. I'm ready to sell. I'm not ready to sell." So I go up there. He's like, "I've got no choice." And I'm like, "Okay, well, show me to your house. I go up the stairs, and holy God, it looked like
The
it,
Horde.
it looked like it looked like a snuff film feels. I'm like, it felt greasy in there. I was like,
Oh, I know this story. I remember you
Yes,
telling me
yeah.
this.
And-
Is this
Oh,
the gentleman who had an altar to his dead
Yes,
mother?
yes. Oh my, well,
Yes,
thanks
yes.
thanks for spoiler alert.
I didn't say
All right.
any names. I'm just saying. Yeah.
No, spoiler alert. That was
we can say names. Norman Bates.
Yeah, it's just- yeah.
Yeah, I remember you coming back from that one.
I
You
was
were-
like
you were a little
shook.
shaken. You were a
I
little
was
shaken.
shook.
But
And I
even-
don't get shook.
But even under those circumstances, isn't this? And you were talking about this before we went live. Wasn't part of that experience like every time you would say, "Oh, I might be interested in this cup," you'd be like, "Yeah, well, no,
I'm not selling
keeping
that.
cup."
Oh yeah, I'm not saying no. I got to keep that. No, that's
Those are tough house calls.
Right,
man.
right, right,
Those
right,
are tough
right,
ones, man.
But no, you had he had to get the hell out of there, and he
He
was
had to
like,
get out.
"I want to sell it all for $500,000." I said, "You're not getting that from me."
Yeah, it was
I said, "I'm not going to do that." I said, "What I can do is put you in touch with this gentleman."
Well,
but
thank you,
I,
man.
you know, and I was like,
And then-
like,
and you made
how
it out
much-
alive, apparently.
I'm like, how much for this skull that you've obviously boiled the skin off of?
he had a lot of stuff. Man.
He did, and that altar that was fucked
He had
up.
an altar to his mom, but that yeah, it was kind of
That didn't freak you out. That freaked me though.
You know,
he had,
I see. I've been in houses where down in
You know
Jersey
what though?
City.
But now I'm asking the question. I got 2 boys. I don't have a fucking altar in my house. To me,
you're not dead.
hell?
You're not dead.
That's right.
Not
Yeah. Yeah, don't give them any ideas because
all right, fair enough.
if I see an altar tomorrow, I'm gonna be like, "What'd you guys do to your mom, motherfuckers?"
But you
Oh.
went up there and did you buy anything?
No,
No.
we sold the collection.
You
for it.
did?
We worked
Okay,
on commission. We sold the collection. He had to be out. And then, as a matter of fact, things were still being delivered to the house because he would buy things from Sideshow and things of that nature,
Oh
and,
man.
and Marvel Direct and things like that. So he was still getting stuff.
It was insane.
And even after I took it, he was on the verge. He wanted some stuff back, and he came to my place and picked some stuff up because he had second thoughts. I'm just like 10 items, but still, that's the
You
that's,
just
That's the
have to-
nature of the
you have
business.
to have people
Yeah.
sign a waiver. It's like,
I
please
do.
do not ask
it's
for
in my
this stuff
contract.
back.
No, it is in my contract. Once we take possession, don't contact us back. Otherwise, we're entitled to our commission. I do that. It's in my contract
Yeah.
because
I
I
can
can't
see
tell
why.
you how many times that's happened. You have buyer's remorse, you have seller's remorse, and
Mhm.
you know, or you know, a lot of these, a lot of the hoarders out there. I mean, they don't want. It's hard to get rid of stuff,
And it was
really
in
is.
this house was insane because he had this one room that there were aisles that were like aisles all the way to the top, and it was like a maze. I swear to God, I thought he was, your buddy George with the snuff film. I'm letting you out in there, and when you hear the whistle, that means I'm starting to hunt.
Well, there's hoarders out there, man. I mean, listen, the collection I'm about to sell, he put his stuff in storage, and he's actually living out of his car right this second. Can you imagine that? But he's the toys and the comics, the 200 comics, he's living in his car.
Wow.
But he's paying for the storage on his stuff. But
Of course.
he realized it needs to go now. And I don't blame him because he was talking about how expensive it is to live. He said the biggest expense for me is my housing, so I'm getting rid of it. I'll live in my car. That's what he said. An
Wow.
old Vietnam vet, actually. So.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's.
But and he's perfectly fine with that. But that's the mentality of some of that stuff.
Joe, I got a question for you. What do you think is worse, buyer's remorse or seller's remorse? Like, which one do you think you experience more?
You talk about me personally.
Not you, maybe. I mean,
I don't
if
know,
you
man.
feel like being personal, should go for
No,
it.
so I think I've had seller's remorse on certain things I ran through the auction, and I go, man, I should have kept that. That was really nice, or I really like that. I should have kept it. So I definitely have seller's remorse, and I would say I've gone in a couple bidding wars, not at my own sale, but I go to somebody else's sale, and we get into like a bidding war, and then you get pissed off, and you just go 2 more extra times, and damn right you can have buyer's remorse. You're like, holy shit. But it's gambling, man. That's all it is. It's like gambling.
It's
you know?
a game. It's like, all right, I lost this round, but I'm gonna beat you on the next one.
And you can have I've had remorse where you go, man, I should just went one more fucking bid. You know what I'm saying? After the fact, you got out, and then you're like, You know
You're like,
what?
I was
You
so
beat me.
close.
Oh man, I probably could have sold that for a lot more. What did I do? And
Beat
then-
me by $1.
Yeah, or the person took it and he sold it for double, and you're like, oh shit, I should have hit him again.
But you know that that's going to come around again.
Absolutely.
That's the name of the game. Is that
Right.
we will, as long as we live till tomorrow, we live to fight another day.
Yep.
Because who knows what's going to come through the door tomorrow? Because yesterday, a collection came through the door. I was like, holy crap, this is pretty awesome. And we made a fair offer. He took it, and now it's gracing my walls.
right,
So
right.
yeah.
Just trying to see if there's any more comments and questions. A lot more hip hop suggestions for you now.
Oh dear Lord, no, I'm.
Oh,
not
no, for
getting
Michael?
Yeah, from
Uh,
Michael
I
now.
ain't getting in the game,
Any
boys.
of them any good, or are they
LL Cool Z.
Mm,
not bad?
It's not bad. I fixed that one. It was just LL Cool Zapsik. I was like, no, LL Cool Z.
Yeah, there you go.
And then Engelbert Humperdinck being like, Funko Pops are the new Beanie Babies.
No, you're absolutely wrong about that, Chris. Or Engelbert, whatever the
Well, wait a
hell you
second,
want
Well,
to
that's
call
a
it.
that's a
Joe
tough
has-
one.
Joe
Yeah,
has
no.
something to
So
say about that.
well, there again, the first run. So there again, like I say about it, all collectibles, anything within that first year before it became a craze is gonna smoke them. And
Mhm.
and I don't know, Funko Pops. Yes, maybe you talk about how they buried them out in Arizona. It's gonna be like ET,
Unfortunately, to be honest with you, I did a little bit more digging and see what I did there about that and what they did, and it wasn't so much the Funko Pops that they did. They got rid of a lot of shirts. They got rid of $30 million worth of inventory, but it was a lot of stuff like their Loungefly division, a lot of their other
so a
stuff.
combination of
Yeah,
stuff.
it's not just like $30 million worth of
The stuff
Funkos just out there.
The stuff
That better
some
not have been
suits-
30
Wouldn't
million.
it be cool to make a line of this
So-
and then
Yeah,
no one buys it?
exactly.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
the
yeah.
Funko Pops, I'll tell you, I don't know. Yes, are they mass produced? Is there tons of them out there? Did they go haywire here in the last 5 years? Yes, I think so. But what will tell the tale? I have a sale of that stuff. Probably it'll be next year because before we went on there, I was talking about this collection of Star Wars and a
Mhm.
tractor trailer full of toys, and the gentleman passed. But he collected Funko Pops, and I have a whole sale. It's going to be Funko Pops, and a lot of it is the first year, second year. And I know the one woman who works for me that specializes in that stuff. She was like really excited over this stuff,
We
saying
just-
like, "This is good stuff."
We
Joe. It's
just
gonna do
met
well."
somebody who specializes in online sale. He does a lot of buying. I'll make sure he tunes in when you put that up for sale.
Yeah, no,
give us
absolutely.
a
I can
heads
give you
up.
that.
'cause-
Yeah,
'cause
that's
we
going to be
can-
probably
yeah.
in February of next
Cool.
year. 'Cause that's going to
Mhm.
that's at the end of his toy collection will be in February.
Okay.
probably. But
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
I think they're holding their own. I think they're cool. I have one behind me. It's
You
called
do?
Papa Poopa Auctioneer or something like that. Poopa Auctioneer.
Oh, I thought you were talking about you have a pop behind.
no,
you.
I do have one. There you
Yeah,
go.
you do. I was like, holy shit. We're not.
I was
We're
like, that's not Jay's name.
Yeah, I was like,
I was
Papa
like-
Poopa.
You trying to say Snoogans and
Yeah.
just like kind of getting caught in that?
I don't know.
Joe, do you smell burning toast? What's going on, buddy?
I know there's some auctioneer character that's on a on one of these new TV cartoons. I can't remember the name of it, but someone gave it to me. It's called
Cool.
Papa Poopa Auctioneers. Poopa
That's
Papa.
awesome.
Okay.
Can I take a small break and just go over a couple of announcements for the store, and then
Sure.
we can wrap up with Joe, and Joe we can go out on the auction. So I just wanted to give a shout out to one of my favorite comic creators, David Crownson, who's the CEO of Kingwood Comics. He just had an interview on CNN for his upcoming Disney Plus show, which is based on his Harriet Tubman Demon Slayer comics. And he's written a lot of other stuff, I know. He's like so fucking fantastic. And it's just been such a joy. You know, we met him years ago when he was just starting out, and he never gave up and he kept pushing, he kept creating. And to see him break through and hit it big time is just such a real pleasure. So
Yeah, congratulations to Massive because you got such a talented guy on your payroll now.
absolutely,
So-
absolutely. So if anyone, tomorrow CNN's going to run. I don't know exactly what time the clip is going to be, but
Oh,
they're going
really?
to run a clip with him. Oh yeah,
Kick
oh, yeah.
in.
So check him out. You can follow Kingwood Comics. You can follow David Crownson on social media and keep up with that. Just wanted to remind everyone, thanks to everyone who's signed up recently with us as a reservist. We continue to process, dozens of new reservists, and we're so happy to welcome you to the family. If you have any questions about how to become a reservist at the Stash, and we now ship anywhere in the contiguous U.S., so you don't have to be local to Red Bank anymore. We will ship to you.
We'll still be your local
We
comic
will
shop.
still be your local comic book shop. Although we encourage you to patronize and support your local comic book shop if you don't have one, which is unfortunately true for a lot of folks,
Unfortunately.
or it's just too far away for you to get to, and you want to have us as your local comic book shop. Go hit us up. Go to The Secret Stash online, hit the reservist tab. All the information is there. You'll be talking to me and Michael. We'll hook you up and make sure you're taken care of. Issue number 8 of Masquerade, for those who are subscribers or just waiting for it to come in. Unfortunately, there was a little publishing glitch. Instead of coming out last week, it's coming out next week. But they are coming out soon.
We didn't forget about
We
you.
didn't forget about you. And hallelujah, Quick Stops is starting to publish again in November, end of November. It's actually not a continuation of the one-off series before, but it's going to focus specifically on the origin story of Mubi. So it's going to be 4 issues all about Mubi. What we've seen so far is fantastic. So anyone who subscribes to Quick Stops, you're going to get your 4 issues. Congratulations. Anyone who hasn't, you can also hit the link to our subscribe to get all 8 issues of both Masquerade and Quick Stops. Thanks to everyone who got their 4 times signed copy of the Clerks 3 vinyl. We were able to offer a limited number of the Clerks 3 vinyls from Enjoy the Ride Records. And we had gotten Jay, and we had gotten Kevin, and Jeff Anderson and Brian O'Halloran to sign it. So we were super happy to be able to offer them. They went less than 24 hours. So thanks to everybody, and congratulations to everyone who got that. We have a couple other cool things and a couple other exclusive things to the Stash that are coming up. They're going to hit right around the holiday season. So, sign up for our newsletters, stay tuned to our socials. We love talking to people and hearing from you, and we love offering things
Can we tell
that are
them?
exciting. You can tell them anything you want. You're the boss. So I'm just letting them know that they can be excited and to look at the socials. But you go. Yep.
Clerks 3 cards.
Mm-hmm.
Boxes of Clerks 3 cards.
Mm-hmm.
I can't put them online, but you can call the store and I can sell them to you. Signed by
Bye.
Kevin
Mm-hmm.
and Jason,
And
Brian O'Halloran,
and
Jeff Anderson.
there you go.
Holy cow.
Yep.
All 4 of them signed
I
it.
had like a bet ready.
I know.
Yeah, right.
Oh, it's pretty cool, huh? That's what 24 years of marriage will get you there, Christian.
I mean,
bet
you
on a
can walk
podcast.
in the store and buy them,
You can.
and you can call us and buy them.
You sure can.
And then at end of October, you could even go online and buy them.
Maybe end of October, probably beginning of, I don't know. We'll find out when the embargo is ended. But you can call the store at 732-758-0508 and talk to the lovely Julia or the even lovelier Michael, and we will take care of you. So,
Exactly.
and that's going to go for, actually, we've got that priced at
$199.
$199
Mm-hmm.
plus shipping.
Or we can auction it off and get more.
Or we can auction it off. And
We-
seriously, if you guys want to roll the fucking dice, let's do this.
Well, you know
Y'all
what?
seem to love these auctions so
Yeah,
much.
seriously.
We may be selling all of them. We may be selling most of them and keeping a few of them in the vault. Sometimes we do that
Yeah.
because it's exciting to go down to the vault a little while later and pull up things that you can't get.
Hell
anymore.
yeah.
So yes, so we're doing that.
If y'all want me to sign a vinyl, let me know.
That's right.
I
And
got
thank you
you.
to everyone
Yeah.
for
Thanks,
for-
Johnny.
Thank you to everyone. Yes, actually, Johnny will sign. Michael will sign. Christian
Johnny will sign even if you don't ask him to.
That's exactly right. Sometimes you'll just get a surprise signing from Johnny. So
We actually
it's
we have
actually
a
very nice.
request from Christopher Hewitt. He messaged it up a little while ago. He wanted
Yes.
a Quick Stop book, but he wanted us to sign it. So that would
Okay,
be,
we can do that.
Chris, send us an email
Yeah.
and we'll make sure you get your details.
thecrewiskew@gmail.com. Chris, just send us an email and we'll put it in the queue.
Sorry, Tim Hill. Starting bid's 200. There we go.
And thanks for everyone to show all the love to Matthew Modine. We were super excited when he walked in over the weekend. It was a real pleasure, and that moment that we captured outside was super sweet. Here's this incredibly talented, like super ridiculously talented guy. Not only is a recognized, for his lauded acting career, but he's making movies himself.
And his height. Holy
And he's a
Christ, the man
tall
is
guy.
tall.
He's a tall guy.
Taller
And
than
so
me?
we're outside and
Yes.
he's talking to other filmmakers and just like really like getting in there and they're bonding. And he sees this broken stem and he just takes it. He like takes it and he turns around and then he gives us a little, lesson on how to root it. And I'm just like, how much more amazing can you be? I mean, how much more do you do? So hold on, I'm gonna go. We're gonna end up. You're gonna talk auction.
Are
and
you
I'm
out of
gonna-
here?
I'm gonna bring. No. I have to bring the plant to show
Doing
people
that?
that we're
Okay.
actually we're really doing it. We're gonna root it. And we're gonna grow it. It's
Wow.
gonna be our mascot. So.
Holy crap, he's tall.
Yeah,
I'm
he
telling
is.
you.
I saw that picture.
He's like
on
6
social
foot
media.
5.
Yeah.
I'm 6 foot, or 5'11" and 3/4. I mean,
6 foot on a good day.
I give myself that extra 1/4 of an inch, folks. But I mean, that's like a 6 foot 5. That here you go. Take a look. And there it is.
Yeah, look at that.
There it is.
Wow. See
Mhm.
right there.
Mhm.
I'll circle it.
That's cool. as hell.
Yeah, and just a sweetheart of a guy.
Yeah, and his film
He
apparently
hates
is
Ming
getting,
Chen though. Ming, oh, what did you do to Matthew Modine?
What you?
Oh my God, I am. You know what? Because he said, "Do you know that Ming Chen?" And I said, Not if you don't like him." He's like, "Good." I was like, "All right, well, excellent then." Holy,
It's not
God.
exactly how the conversation went. Just saying. Just saying.
That's the way it went in my head. All right, just so you know.
Speaking of nerdy conversations, Mike,
Yes.
we've been through an hour of the show without doing a certain segment.
That's true, and we've got like.
do you want to marathon through it?
Let's marathon it.
Let's make this the quickest round.
Absolutely. It's top 5 plus 2 with Michael Zapsik. All right, here we go. And you're going to get maybe one line, if that. So, J. Michael
Buy
Straczynski.
it, buy it, buy it, buy it.
Yeah, buy it. Yeah, buy you. Who are you, my aunt? Expired. Expired. J. Michael Straczynski makes his return to the Marvel Universe with Captain America #1. Steve Rogers is back, baby. My man, Tom Taylor and Bruno Redondo. Actually, no, he's not even on here. It's somebody Conrad. So, Nightwing. Nightwing's kick-ass. And actually, it's Nightwing. Nightwing becomes a pirate month. Yar. Uncanny Spider-Man. Because if you can't be Nightcrawler, be Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Contest of Chaos, X-Men Annual #1, Cyclops versus Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers. And yeah, that ain't much of a contest, folks. Alpha Flight #2, Fall of X, Canada's Greatest Heroes. They're acting kind of like dicks. 2 special mentions. This is Rare Flavors by Ram V. This is pretty dope. I recommend this highly if you're looking for something out of the superhero oeuvre. And
This one.
this is really cool. Jack Kirby's Star Warrior, starring Adam Starr and the Solar Legion. 1939, folks. This is Jack Kirby, age 22. Writes and does his own bit.
That looks cool.
This is
I know,
awesome.
right?
Yeah, no, that looks neat.
Take a look through
Yeah,
there. So
yeah.
that is our top 5 plus 2 this week.
That nice, boss.
Awesome.
Those looked awesome. By the way, I'm sold on that Captain America book.
Telling
Just
you.
that writer alone.
J. Michael Straczynski, we love him.
Oh my!
Pretty
In J.
cool.
Michael,
This
we
is
trust.
great. That's great.
Oh.
I like that.
How much would you be willing to pay for that? I'm taking bids at $3.99, $3.99, $3.99.
$4.
$4.
I think you're
Cheap
sick, John.
bastard.
$1.
I'll wait for it to come in the dollar bin. Thank you very much.
Someone actually wants you to add it to their reservist. Which one do you want? Oh, the Jack Kirby book. Joshua.
Yeah, you got it. Josh, you got it. It's in there.
Sweet.
Yes.
All right, guys. I think that about covers
so
it.
just for anyone who tuned in late and needs to know where to go to see the
Yes.
auction, one more time, Joe.
Bodnersauction.com. Once again, Bodnersauction.com. Sale is 1 week from today. Online, Kevin Smith's personal comic art collection. It's going to be great. Make sure you check it out. Be curious to see where it all goes.
I happen to
Absolutely.
know that this stuff is fantastic
Yep.
and it's
It
legit.
kicks some
folks.
ass.
It does.
Mhm.
It kicks major league ass. So
Yeah, good luck, everybody.
yeah.
Good.
Yes.
go on. If you follow me on Facebook, I will most likely be retweeting it over the next week. So
Very
Mhm.
good.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Have a great week.
Take care, everybody. Good night.
later.
Hey kids, we're live at the secret stash with Mike Yes, sir.